Hey family, how you doing? It's me, Sherry. First of all, let me say welcome to all the new followers and subscribers. You are now in the family. Once you've decided to follow me, you are now part of the family. So welcome to the family and thank you so much. Um, it was really funny. This morning, I received an email asking me that, or saying that they thought it would be pretty fun if we did a pet peeve tag. And some people were saying that I always seem to be in a good mood, short of the things that just happen in my family, that I always seem to be in a good mood and I laugh at myself and everything. So they wanted to know what some of my pet peeves were. And so I thought, okay, all right, I'll share just a couple of things that kind of keep me tweaked. And I know in life, a lot of these things are just so insignificant. But as we also know too, that it's the small things that make us want to kill people. I'll throw it out there. I admit it. It's the small stuff that it's like, really? How many times have I told you that bothers me and you still do it? It's just like, really? So we can handle the big things. It's the little things that drive us nuts. So I just have a couple of things that some of them, I really don't care about. But then there are some of them that are just like non-negotiable. It would just send me over the edge and work my last nerve. So let me just go down a couple of these and I'll tag all of you. Okay, the first one is the Tuba Toothpaste. They wanted to know, does it bother me how the tube of toothpaste is squeezed? No, that doesn't bother me. What does bother me about the toothpaste is like, why is it got to get crusty? Why do you have excess toothpaste all around the screw cap and everything? How much are you squeezing out to where you have so much left over that when you put the cap on, it's overflowing and it gets down into the grooves of the cap? Really? The toilet seat, up or down, doesn't matter to me. It really and truly doesn't. That's not one of the things that drive me nuts. However, if I do go in and it's up, I go in and I put it down. I don't know. That's just always been a habit of mine. It's not like I told my husband, you got to make sure you put the toilet seat down. It doesn't bother me. I know some people it drives them nuts. That doesn't bother me. Toilet paper, over under. That doesn't bother me either. But one time, we lived in a house with the toilet paper holder was kind of far back, and so you had to really like do almost like a 180-degree turn to roll the toilet paper. And so I always would change the toilet paper roll when needed, and I didn't care which way it went, over or under. And one day my husband said, you have got to make sure the toilet paper pulls over. And I'm like, why? He goes, it's much easier to pull it off the roll than it is if it's under. And I just didn't understand what he was saying. And then so one morning or one time I went to the bathroom and it was going under, and I turned to pull it and it just didn't break off. It just, when I pulled it, the whole thing just kept coming out. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I had to roll it back up and everything. So then when I flipped the toilet roll and I pulled it, for some reason it did not keep coming. It actually pulled off. So I was like, okay. And so I tried it different other times too, in different bathrooms and stuff, and it is much easier if it uh, falls over, comes over. So didn't bother me, but it bothered my husband, so now I make sure the toilet paper goes over. Clothes on the floor. I can understand if you're in a hurry and it's just like, oh, I got to get in a shower. I just feel icky. That doesn't bother me, but I don't need to see them on the floor all day long. I'll give you to a point where you just need to get them off to jump in the shower or change your clothes really quick. But when you're done, take the extra 5 seconds, pick them up, put them in the dirty clothes. Period. Easy as that. Same thing with shoes in the closet or shoes out in the room. Does it bother me? No, but I understand you're doing a quick change of shoes. Just put them away. And, I don't have a problem putting them away. It doesn't bother me at all. Folded towels in your linen closet. I do have a certain way that I like my towels folded. It's not a pet peeve. It's just what I've always have been taught growing up in my mother's house. And she used to work for LS Airs, those of you who remember those stores back east. Bloomingdale's, my mother worked at high-end uh, department stores, retail stores, and always worked in their linen department. She loves their towels and sheets and stuff like that. So they taught her how to fold towels. That's the way she's always folded her towels, so that's how I fold my towels. Now, depending upon how much room you have in your linen closet, they do need to be folded a certain way. Um, but it doesn't bother me because I'll go in and I'll just refold them myself because it just looks nicer that way. Paper towel holder or paper towels, how the paper towels come off the roll. Again, doesn't bother me, but there is some kind of way that when the paper towel, comes from behind, it just doesn't pull off all the way. It doesn't pull off right. So going over always is the way that I put it on the paper towel holder, and also too, it keeps it from hanging and not staying up against the roll itself. So it really doesn't bother me, but for aesthetic purposes, I like for it to go over. Now here's one that is a seriously non-negotiable for me. Your tubs of butter, your sticks of butter. I do not want to open up my tub of butter or margarine or my stick of butter and see crumbs in my butter. That will send me over the edge so fast, so hard. You would have thought that you ran over my pet or something, because that just bugs me to no end. I don't buy it from the store like that, so why should I open it up out of my refrigerator and see that there's crumbs sitting in my butter? I don't like that. When you went to go get butter to put it on your toast or whatever it is, you didn't see crumbs in there. So why do you leave crumbs for me? Don't leave crumbs in or on my butter. Just don't do it. I will wake you up. If I had an urge for some toast in the middle of the night and I went to go put butter on my toast and I opened up the container and I saw that there were crumbs in my butter, I'd wake everybody up in the house to find out who did it. That's how much that bothers me. I know, it just looks nasty to me. So don't do it. I don't buy it like that, so I shouldn't see it like that in my refrigerator. And if they did sell it like that in the store, guess what? I wouldn't buy it, and neither would you. Potato chips. It is a pet peeve of mine if you don't re-clip them, if you don't seal it right. I don't care if you staple it. I don't care if you use a paper clip. I don't care if you use a bag clip. Clip the bag back so the rest of the chips can stay fresh. Why should you be the only one to eat fresh chips? We want fresh potato chips too. So re-clip the bag the same way that you received it. Okay, that's all I ask. Be mindful of the other people that live in the house when it comes to things like that. Let's see, wrapped foods. Same thing. If I use cellophane or aluminum foil to wrap something up and you come in and you just peek at under the aluminum foil to see what's in there, push it back down. Push it back down. Same thing with wrapped foods. If you unwrap it, wrap it back up. Plain as simple as that. It's not too big of a pet peeve, not like the crumbs in the butter and the potato chips. Oh, and back to the potato chips, it's like, I can't stand it when people just leave the crumbs. You ate all the big chips, but you left the crumbs for everyone else. Really? What makes you think you're the only one that likes big chips? So that's another pet peeve of mine. The wrap foods, just wrap it back up. Pop in a bottle, or some of you call it soda. Why would you leave just a swallow in the bottle? Why would you do that? Number one, the rule in the house is don't eat the last of anything, because that's Big Daddy's decision. He's the one that makes all the money in the house, brings home the money, pays all the bills and everything. Let him have the last of anything and everything. Now, if you ask and he doesn't want it, then that's a different story. But don't let me come in and see that you left just a half a swallow or swallow in a bottle of pop. If you're going to tap it off and let us know that you drank the last of it. Just don't leave a sip in there just so you say, well, I left some in there. You said not to drink it all. Whatever. Volume on the TV. I want to know why sometimes some people got to have that TV so loud. I don't know. It could be because I'm in the house by myself a lot, Monday through Friday. And I don't turn the TV on or anything. TV really doesn't come on until Big Daddy comes home from work. And that could be anywhere from, 5 o'clock, sometimes not until 9 o'clock at night. The TV does not come on until he gets home. I like the house quiet and calm. I'll have a radio on or something like that, or I'll watch something on my laptop, but I don't watch regular TV. I don't watch Wendy Williams. I don't watch Ellen. I don't watch Real Housewives of this and that. I don't watch, every now and then I'll watch Dr. Oz if he has something really interesting, but my TV is just not on all day, just blaring. And sometimes I think my husband, he has to have it loud because sometimes he works in a very noisy area, and so sometimes the hearing, has to adjust and everything. But my goodness, sometimes I'm like, are we in a concert hall or something? Why is the TV got to be so loud? You're drowning me out if I am deciding to watch TV upstairs. So the volume on the TV, and you're sitting right there. It's not like you're on the patio and you're trying to hear something. It's like you're sitting like 7 feet from the TV and you got it blaring. Come on, help a girl out. Turn that TV down. Car radio. Doesn't bother me. I like the speakers to be on in the back, not in the front, because when we're in the front, we're talking everything. I don't want to compete with the radio. So I always put all the sound in the back speakers, but then when he gets in my car, he's messing with all the controls and everything. I'm like, you know what? I don't get in your car and just start pushing all the buttons and change everything, so don't do that in my car. So that is kind of a pet peeve of mine. However, I do want him to be comfortable in my car while we're driving, but it's like, don't change my presets. Don't reset my buttons. Just don't. It just drives me crazy sometimes. Um, so those are some of my pet peeves. But my number one non-negotiable is the crumbs in the butter. You want to send me over the edge faster than anything? Let me find crumbs in my butter. Ask my kids, ask my husband. They'll tell you, oh, no, no, no. If we were on the Newlywed Game or some type of husband and wife game show and they asked what's her biggest pet peeve, they all know it's crumbs in the butter. Believe me, they all have been screamed and yelled at about crumbs in the butter. Okay, those are my few pet peeves that I can think of off the top of my head. And so I'm tagging all of you. I want to know what your pet peeves are. Either you can leave them down in my comment or you could post a video. But I thought that this was pretty fun and interesting that I received this email today. So I'm tagging all of you, family. So commence to getting your pet peeve list together. And I'm sure mine will probably grow as time goes on because this is pretty fun. But these are just the ones that I could think of off the top of my head. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Have fun with your list. Don't forget to post or comment down below and let me know. Okay? I'll see you at the next video, and as always, I want you to be blessed. Bye-bye now.